Ladies and gentlemen. Oh. That's better. Although I could not let the curtain ring down tonight without expressing in some way my appreciation for your wholehearted support these many months, I must confess that I am looking forward to my vacation. But for almost a year now, every night at 11:15, I have died here on this stage. Died nobly, died heroically, died beautifully. Now that may be art, ladies and gentlemen, but it gets monotonous. Tonight, this nose, this thing of beauty has come off for the last time. Never to be resumed. You will believe me when I tell you that your generous applause, intended, I am sure, as much for all the members of my company as for myself, has made this last night of Cyrano de Bergerac one that I shall never forget.
Happy engagement, John, thanks to you.
Closing is such sweet sorrow that I could say good night.
Your cape, sir?
My cape, my darling.
Darling, you were divine tonight.
You were divine, too.
And your nose,
My
sir?
nose, yes.
Happy fishing, John.
My
Have a glass of your
pleasure.
champagne, John.
Champagne, old boy, never touch it. Good luck, everybody!
No, Walter, the next is a new play. Modern. Paul Taylor's writing it. I don't know. It hasn't been settled yet. Probably Marcia Vale. And, Walter, I'm lending John my place in the Adirondacks. You might mention that in your column. Okay, Walter, go on. Oh, Martin.
Yes, sir? For me?
For you, Martin. And, Martin, if you get a chance, you might put in a good word for Marcia Vale.
I don't like Marcia Vale.
You've got to hurry, Martin.
Yes, sir.
Well, good fishing, John.
So long, Shirley.
Oh, John, about Marcia Vale, is it all right if
So long, Shirley.
So long. Say, Paul. Say, Paul, you want Marcia Vale for your play, don't you?
Of course. She's the only young actress in town with any talent.
Well, I can't get anywhere. You try him.
I'll see you in your office in the morning.
Okay.
John, you were divine tonight.
I'm always divine.
Well, that takes care of that. Look, John, before you go, about the girl in Strange Laughter.
Oh, yes. Did Hapgood call?
Yes, sir. We're to pick him up on the way to the station.
Oh, good.
It, looks like Marcia Vale, doesn't it?
Yes, fine. Would you burn that, please? What looks like Marcia Vale?
The girl in Strange Laughter.
Marcia Vale?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Where's my fishing tackle?
Right here, sir.
I want to see if you packed the right flies.
John, I'm the author. I'm working on the last act. I've got to know who I'm writing for.
Scarlet ibis.
Who?
Trout will not take scarlet ibis at this time of the year. I told you to bring my brown hackles.
Yes, sir.
John, listen to me.
Where are they?
Right there, sir, in that box. You brought them yourself.
Be practical. We go into rehearsal the 10th. And who do you want for your leading lady? You don't know.
Yes, I do. I want somebody with the spirit of freshness, with the dauntless fire of youth, with the radiant, glistening eloquence of true genius. In other words, I want a promising young actress.
But who? Who have you got in mind?
Brown hackles. These will get them. Can't catch fish without flies, eh, Paul?
I hate fish. I'll have Charlie call you at the lodge in the morning.
Yes, do that, will you?
Here he is now. Got any souvenirs, Mr. Sheridan?
Hello,
Give me a handkerchief or something.
Hello. Your autograph, Mr. Sheridan. Does the power
No,
May I
no,
please
no, no.
Here's a flower for you. Thank you, sir.
I've got a train to catch.
Look, lady, a genuine John Sheridan. Here's for a quarter.
No, thanks.
I'm a sucker for selling. If you hang on to it, it'll go to $1.
No, thanks.
Here for nothing. I got 2 of them.
Thanks just the same. Good heavens.
12:15. Where is she?
Who?
Miss Walker.
Oh, yes, Miss Walker.
Miss, I've got to catch a train.
Catch it.
I ordered 2 stews.
That's all right. This isn't my table.
Well, where is she?
Who?
Miss Walker, of course. She's supposed to be here at 6 o'clock. That's when she's supposed to be here. And here it's past midnight, see?
Pretty. A present?
No, I bought it myself.
Did you get it?
Uh-uh.
What happened? Didn't he come out? What was the matter?
Is Mr. Dunlap angry?
Furious.
I'll change.
You better hurry up.
Who were you talking to?
When?
Just now.
Miss Walker.
Where is she?
Who?
Miss Walker, of course.
Not for trout, Sam. You show me a trout that'll take a scarlet ibis, and I'll show you a trout with a fool for mother.
Oh, I don't know. We had pretty good luck with them last year up in Nova Scotia.
With scarlet ibis?
With scarlet ibis.
For beginners and women's hats, old boy.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but this table's reserved.
For who?
Oh, they never tell us. Won't you come this way?
This place is always crowded.
Sam, your Nova Scotia trout will stab at anything. I'm talking about a decent, law-abiding fish. I want 2 oyster stews, and I'm in a hurry.
Yes, sir. 2 stews in a hurry.
2 stews.
Quick. John Sheridan's at one of your tables. Get it this time.
I'll get it.
Wait a minute. Here. Give him these. You take mine, honey.
Good evening, Mr. Dunlap.
For salmon, yes. For bass, yes. Even for walleyed pike. But not for the stew.
Good evening, Mr. Hapgood.
Good evening, Martin.
Mr. Sheridan, would you please...
I'd catch up for...
Your ticket, sir.
Oh, thank
The
you.
train leaves in 5 minutes.
We have 10, haven't we? Adirondacks Limited leaves at 12:30.
We are going to Maine, Sam.
Maine.
Caribou Lake, Maine, where the stillness of the waters is broken only by the splashing of speckled trout.
Mr. Sheridan, would you please...
Hot sauce. But, John, Charlie Gilbert thinks we're going to the Adirondacks. He'll be disappointed.
We'll be happy. Away from the darn telephone, away from Charlie Gilbert. Sam, this is a fishing trip, and by all that is holy...
Mr. Sheridan, would you mind? Your autograph.
Yes. We are going fishing. Martin, I swear you to eternal secrecy.
Did you get it?
I got it.
Miss Walker.
Hello, Mr. Dunlap.
Miss Walker, I'd like to talk to you.
Yes, Mr. Dunlap.
On second thought, I wouldn't like to talk to you.
Yes, Mr. Dunlap.
I'd like you to go away.
Yes, Mr. Dunlap.
Far away.
Goodbye, Mr. Dunlap.
Here it is, the magic key. John Sheridan's letter to Mr. Gilbert.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Oh, don't forget your record.
I don't want it. All I need is that letter.
Listen, we spent $2 on this record. You certainly ought to show Mr. Gilbert you can sing.
I'm going to show him I can act.
Okay, suit yourself. Be sure and call me with the good news.
I will.
When I'm near you and I hear you speak my name, softly in my ear you breathe a flame. Dancing
send them right away. She never gets up to noon.
Yes, Mr. Taylor. My, what a beautiful day.
A beautiful day. I beg your pardon, but you're very lucky I happened along.
I don't understand.
That car nearly clipped you.
I didn't see any.
I know you didn't. You'd have walked right into it.
But
I don't like to be rude, but that's what red lights are for, you know, to keep automobiles and people from bumping into each other.
I'm sorry, I just didn't think.
You just didn't think. Now, there in a nutshell, you have the trouble with the whole human race. People just don't think. For instance, suppose you had been hit. Do you carry any means of identification? A bank book, a passport, a little card with a telephone number on it?
Well, really, I never...
suppose not. Well, suppose you give me your telephone number.
Suppose I do.
Well, I'd call you.
The line's busy.
I'll try again.
Sorry, line's out of order.
I'll call the operator and complain.
Oh, the operator won't believe you.
She won't.
You see, you've been complaining too many times lately about too many girls. You've been crying, what's the expression, crying,
Wolf?
That's what I mean. Goodbye.
Red light, partner.
But Martin. Look, Martin, this is good old Charlie. Surely you can tell me where John is.
Well, I'm sure if you'll call the lodge, Mr. Gilbert. You did? He isn't? Well, my, now I wonder where he can be.
But we're pals, Martin. Remember the lovely wristwatch I gave you for Christmas? All right, pipe cleaners. What's the difference? Now listen, Martin. I don't want to get tough about this, but if you don't... Hello? Hello? Try the lodge again, Mabel.
But I just...
The lodge, Mabel.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the same one. Well, ring it anyway. Maybe some moose will answer the phone. Oh, hello.
Hello. I'd like to see Mr. Gilbert, please.
Have you an appointment?
Well, no, but I have this letter of introduction from John Sheridan.
A young lady to see you.
I don't want to see anyone.
But Mr. Gilbert, she has a letter from John Sheridan.
I don't care if she's got a letter from Shakespeare. I don't want to... From John? Well, don't leave her standing out there. Send her in.
Go right in.
Oh, thank you.
Well, hello, Mr. Gilbert. How do you do?
How do you do, Miss...
Walker, Kim Walker. I've just been dying to meet you. John's told me so much about you. You know, John says you're the only producer in New York who really recognizes talent when he sees it.
My secretary said something about...
What a cozy office. And such exquisite taste. John always says you're the only producer in New York who...
Pardon me, Miss Walker, but my, Mabel said something about...
Oh, yes, of course, the letter. Oh, very silly of me. Now, where did I put it? Just a moment. Ah, there it is. I do hope John's been kind to me. He's such a dear, isn't he? A parrot. My, what a quaint idea. Oh, I just adore them, don't you? Look at him. Look at her. Look at it. A harp. I knew there was something musical about your face. I just couldn't make up my mind which instrument it was. Now I see it all clearly.
Well, Paul!
Good morning, Charlie.
You're just in time. I've got the most wonderful surprise for you.
Oh.
Oh? Did you know each other?
Not quite.
Miss Walker, this is Paul Taylor. Paul's the author of Strange Laughter.
How do you do?
How do you do? The author? Oh, this really is a great pleasure, Mr. Taylor.
John Sheridan always says you're the only American author who really knows how to write for the stage.
Well, that's fair enough.
Miss Walker's a friend of John's, Paul.
Oh, that sounds pretty interesting.
I should say it does. The last woman John thought could act was Sarah Bernhardt.
Not only that, a promising young actress who has my warm and sincere endorsement. Say, you must be the girl he talked to me about just before he left.
Oh, that was very sweet. He did.
And you're just as he described you.
I am?
It's all there. The radiant, glistening eloquence, the spirit of freshness, the fire of youth. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I think we can find a small part for Miss Walker, don't you, Charlie?
A small part? Why, Paul, she's perfect for the lead.
Who's perfect for the lead?
Why, she is. Well, my dear, how does it feel to be John Sheridan's new leading lady?
Oh, just a minute, Charlie. I'd like to ask Miss Walker a few questions, if you don't mind.
No, of course not. Go right ahead.
When Sheridan discovered you, did he see you in a play?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I saw him.
He didn't see her in a play.
Well, now, really, Mr. Taylor.
But he thinks you're very attractive.
Well, of course, naturally.
Even beautiful, perhaps?
Well, she's standing there, Paul. You can see for yourself.
I do see. Very attractive. But under the circumstances.
Under what circumstances?
Yes, under what circumstances?
Well, fun is fun, Charlie. But I think you'd better get in touch with Marcia Vale. See you in the morning.
Now, see here, Paul. When John Sheridan recommends somebody,
I don't care.
Well, I certainly didn't expect to be treated like this after John went to all the trouble of writing that letter. I'm sure he'll be very upset.
Well, I didn't do anything.
Miss Walker, the leading part in Strange Laughter calls for an experienced actress who can convey emotions of the utmost delicacy. Not for an amateur whose only recommendation is that a great artist named John Sheridan took a passing fancy.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Taylor. I've never read that part, but why must it be an experienced actress? Why not someone with...
spirit of freshness.
Spirit of freshness and
the fire of youth.
The fire of youth, thanks. Be fair, Mr. Taylor. How do you know I'm bad until I've proved it?
Unfortunately, you seem determined to prove it with my play. Marcia Vale.
Don't pay any attention to him, Miss Walker.
Well, really, Mr. Gilbert, when I came here to see you,
Now,
I
Miss
hardly
Walker, please keep calm about it. John Sheridan likes you and I like you, and that's all that matters.
Walter Daniels out here.
Send him in. Thanks, Angel. It's Walter Daniels.
You mean the Walter Daniels, the columnist?
Exactly.
Well, Walter, just the man I've been looking
Hello,
for.
Charlie.
Walter, this is Kim Walker, John Sheridan's next leading lady.
A pleasure, Miss Walker.
And here's another scoop, Walter.
Mr. Daniels,
Next
I've
Friday
just been
night, I'm
dying
throwing
to
a
meet you.
party
I
for
think you
her
write
at
the
John
most
Sheridan's
enchanting-
apartment.
John Sheridan's apartment?
A big party for you next Friday night at John Sheridan's apartment.
Say, that is an item. Congratulations. I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you. I'll need it.
Caribou Lake, where the stillness of the waters is broken only by the splashing of the rain.
My dad out.
Wind's changing. This slight shower should let up at any moment.
Sam, you've been saying that for the last 5 days.
6.
6 days. What's the record?
Summer 25. See that chair you're sitting in? That fur in the water. Of course, that one lasted 9 days. Or was it?
Blow winds and crack your cheeks. Ye cataracts and hurricane spout. You sulphurous and thought-executing fires, singe my white head. And thou, all-shaking thunder, smite flat the thick rotundity of the world. Rumble thy belly full. Sam, we take the Friday morning train back to the city.
Is now the wife of Montgomery Chandler, who, you remember, is Mrs. Buzz Bishop Jr.'s former husband. And speaking of romance, Mr. and Mrs. USA, a little bird tells me that the beauteous Kim Walker is soon destined to become the bride of, guess who? That's right, John Sheridan. And here's another exclusive from Daniels. Miss Walker has definitely been set for the lead opposite Sheridan in Paul Taylor's new play, Strange Laughter. At this very moment, a party to announce the big news is taking place in John Sheridan's New York apartment with the lucky girl as guest of honor.
Operator, get me long distance. Long distance? I want to get Murray Hill, 8-9.
Miss
Bartlett.
Miss Bartlett, where was Miss Walker born?
In a small town in Texas, Chattanooga.
That's in Tennessee.
This was West Chattanooga. It's in Texas.
Well, that's one way to get ahead in the world. Personally, I see a more mature actress in the part.
Believe me, honey.
Like yourself, my dear? Like myself.
Successful? Yes, of course I'm successful. Charlie Gilbert, possibly the biggest, in fact, the biggest theatrical producer in New York. But am I happy? No. You know, honey, deep down inside, I'm just a simple little boy.
You'd better get that, little boy.
Get what?
The phone.
The phone? Oh, the phone! Hello. Hello, yes, this is John Sheridan's apartment. No, he's not back from his vacation yet. I say he's not back. Who is this? Who is this calling? Shh, just a minute, please. Who did you say it was? Oh, Paul. Oh, hello, Paul. Say, Paul. I hope there are no hard feelings about this.
Oh, no. On the contrary, old boy. How's the party? Fine. By the way, what's Miss Walker doing? If it's not too much trouble, I'd like to speak to her a second.
No trouble, Paul. No trouble at all. Just hang on, old boy. Oh, Miss Walker.
Yes.
It's for you, my dear.
For me?
Yes, it's Paul Taylor.
Hello.
Well, Miss Walker, I'd like to congratulate you on the overwhelming success of your plans.
Why, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
You needn't thank me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. A wonderful idea, this party of yours.
Of all the scheming, underhanded, double-crossing tricks I ever heard of, this is the...
Oh, thank you, Mr. Taylor. You're very kind. I say you're very...
Just a minute.
You're very kind.
I tell you, I have no intention.
Well, Mr. Taylor, why don't you call me tomorrow?
I have no intention of calling you tomorrow or any other time. This telephone call is a final warning. I intend to do everything in my power to keep you out of my play.
You understand, Miss Walker? Out of my play. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Taylor.
Was that John Sheridan?
Oh, my, no. John's on his vacation. He won't be back for a couple of weeks.
Thank heaven.
My man will look after you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Martin. Where are you going?
I left a note on your dresser, sir. I'm sorry things had to work out this way. Goodbye, sir.
You're, leaving?
Precisely, sir. I owe it to my self-respect.
This party?
Precisely, sir. This party and that girl.
What girl?
Precisely, sir.
I wish you would stop saying precisely, sir, and tell me why you are leaving.
For 10 years, sir, you have shared with me your every secret.
Yes.
Have I ever once betrayed you?
Never.
Then why, sir, have you hidden from me the secret of your love life?
What the devil are you talking about?
About this party, those people, and that young woman whom you have personally selected as your next leading lady.
Young woman?
Young woman.
In there?
In there.
No.
You mean You knew nothing about this.
Martin, your hat,
Yes.
your coat, your luggage. And now get outside and get my baggage out of that taxi cab.
Yes, sir. Yes, there you go, sir.
And what is your favorite dessert? Cranford or Suzette?
How do you sleep? Pajamas or nightgown?
That depends upon the season.
What's your favorite sport?
Well, there's John.
Mr. Sheridan's back. What a surprise, Mr. Sheridan.
Let's get out of here.
How?
Well, John, you old son of a gun.
Hello,
Back
Charlie.
so soon?
Was the fishing
You
good?
didn't get much
Mr. Walker
tan.
said 2 weeks.
Where's our young woman?
Well, there she is.
Where?
There's Miss Walker.
Oh,
Holy smokes, she's fainted.
We'll get some water.
John, she's fainted.
I am quite aware of that. The bedroom. Charlie, I would like to be alone with Miss Walker.
Oh, yeah, sure.
where am I?
Miss Walker.
Oh, yes. It's beginning to come back to me now.
Miss Walker, I wish you wouldn't do that. It's bad.
I fainted and you... What's bad?
This gesture, that's for a headache, unbearable heat, or bad news about Aunt Myrtle. It's never a faint.
Oh.
Not even a phony faint.
Phony?
In my time, I witnessed hundreds of faints. Good faints, medium faints, and bad faints. That was a phony faint.
But I...
It convinced no one.
Oh, yes, it did.
Who?
I heard a woman say, get some water.
Somebody always says, get some water. That's a reflex.
Oh, but I...
You notice nobody brought me.
How could they? You carried me in here.
Listen, I don't want to argue with you. I'll demonstrate it to you. Miss Walker, when a young lady faints, she does not stagger from side to side, pivot in a complete half circle, and hurl herself into the arms of the nearest man. Rather, when she feels the first premonition, she sways gently. The barely perceptible movement of the body. Her arms drop limply to her sides. Her eyes close, and she swoons gracefully in a sort of folding motion into nothingness.
Oh, that was wonderful.
It's nothing at all, really. Who the devil are you?
Well, didn't anyone tell you about me?
Just some nonsense about your being in my new play or something.
Oh, it isn't nonsense, Mr. Sheridan.
It isn't.
No. I'd like very much to be in your new play.
Yes. So would Marcia Vale and 20 other actresses I could name, all of them experienced. Have you had any theatrical experience, Miss Walker?
No.
Ever been in any plays?
Only in high school.
Only in high school. Charming. Who recommended you to Charlie Gilbert?
You did.
I did?
Yes, you see, I wrote a letter of recommendation from you about me, and then I tried to get your signature. Your autograph. But I couldn't. And then you came in the oyster bar.
On the way to the train.
Yes, and I was the waitress at your table.
And I asked you for a bottle of ketchup.
And I gave it to you. And then I said, Mr. Sheridan, may I have your autograph?
And I gave it to you. Signed my name to a letter that I had never written. Young woman, this is the most outrageous, not to say the most criminal thing that... Just one moment. Get up. What is your first name?
Kim.
Kim. Smile. Not like that, weakly. It's better. Put your head on my shoulder. I go limp. It's better. My hair. Give me your hand, will you? Shall we go? Open the door. Did you want another?
Please. Thank you, Mr.
Not
Sheridan.
at all. It's my fault entirely, my dear. I should have wired you that I was coming.
Won't you sit down, Miss Walker?
Thank you. I really think I should.
Forgive me, Martha. Kim must go home.
Oh, yes. Just take care of yourself.
Good night, Miss Walker.
See you later, John.
Did you want another?
Yes, please.
Thank you, Miss Walker.
Thank you.
I'll get my wrap.
Of course. Martin. Have faith, Martin. Have faith. Get my hat and coat, will you? Well, where do you live?
Near the river. About 6 blocks.
I'll walk you home.
Mr. Sheridan, you mustn't be angry with me. Please.
Forging my name to a letter.
Oh, but I didn't.
Implying that you wanted my autograph.
Oh, but I did.
Pretending you were one of my fans.
Oh, but I am one of your fans, Mr. Sheridan. If you only knew how many times I've stood outside that stage door, in the rain even, just to look at you.
That's flattery. I do not like flattery.
Oh, it's the truth. Well, I've seen every one of your plays. Cyrano de Bergerac, Idiot's Delight, Arms and the Man, Hamlet.
Did you, see Richard III?
16 times.
16 times. Well.
And then Mr. Gilbert said, if John Sheridan likes you and I like you, that's all that matters.
I can just see Charlie Gilbert. I must say, Miss Walker, you're a very clever young woman.
Oh, here's where I live. Then you are going to help me, Mr. Sheridan.
Oh, yes, indeed I am. You'd better send me a telegram to say that your grandfather is ill and that you've got to go back to North Dakota. Nobody'll ever know.
Oh, but the play. Aren't you even going to... You said you liked me.
Yes, I like you. I like my cook, Miss Walker, but I'd hate to have her for my leading lady.
But all I want is...
Good heavens, young woman, you don't even know how to faint properly. Now, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheridan.
And if you want my advice, you really go back to North Dakota. Good night.
Congratulations, darling, on your performance. What's the matter? When I saw you come out of that bedroom with John Sheridan's arms around you, I said, Nora, we're in. What happened?
He just felt sorry for me. That's why he didn't say anything.
But he liked you.
He doesn't want to have anything to do with me. He doesn't think I'll ever be an actress. He told me to go back to North Dakota.
And I don't even know anybody in North Dakota.
Oh, so he doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
City desk. I'll spell it. K-I-M. Kim. Last name? W-A-L-K-E-R. Walker.
The front page? Look, lady, this is a big city. Every night some young girl tries to... Kim Walker? Say, is she the dame that John Sheridan was... Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We're not asking much of a favor, lady. All we want to do is see the girl.
Shh, you can't see her now.
Why not, lady? After all, we're reporters.
Yeah, madam, this is our job. All we want is a statement.
All right, I'll make any kind of statement you want. What do you want to know?
I want to know why we can't see the girl.
Because you can't.
Look, lady, we got to check. If she's dead or alive, we still got to check.
Do you doubt my veracity?
Nobody's doubting your veracity, madam.
We just want to see her, that's all. She must have some sort of a statement for the press.
I'll answer any question you want to know.
Sure, but lady, where is she?
We want to get a look at her.
There's no harm in looking, is there?
Listen, boys, will you please go? I promise to call up the papers as soon as she's awake.
Can I even get a picture of her in bed, lady? I won't even wake her up.
Shh, that's out of the question. After all, she's still a little weak.
Well, look,
There she is.
Oh, no, fella.
How about it, Miss Walker? Why'd you try to kill yourself?
What?
Is this the first time you tried to commit suicide?
When'd you see Sheridan last?
Nora.
Miss Walker, what is it, love or a career?
Nora.
Now, calm down, darling. There's nothing to worry about. Make yourselves comfortable, boys. I'll be with you in a minute.
Where are all those people in the other room?
I'll explain it to you.
I don't understand.
You will.
I still don't understand. When did I commit suicide? Suicide?
It's all right, dear. I did it for your own good.
You told those people, those reporters, that I... Why?
Because of John Sheridan.
John... The police.
Police? Oh, listen, here's what you tell him.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Look, darling, I did this for you. Don't you understand? Whether he wants to or not, John Sheridan's got to see you again for the papers. What's more, he's got to make up with you for the papers. Because, listen, oh, Kim.
Let me go, Nora.
Darling, this is your big opportunity.
If you don't let me go...
You saw those reporters out there. This story will be on every front page by morning.
I don't care.
All right. If you want to throw yourself and your whole future out the window, go ahead.
Do you really think it would work?
My. Have faith, Martin. Have faith.
Men, they're all alike. It's a lesson, that's what it is. No man will ever break my heart.
Poor Mr. Sheridan. This'll just ruin his breakfast. The toast.
Not bad. Good morning, yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Martin.
Good morning, sir. No, Mr. Sheridan isn't up yet. Sorry, I can't disturb him.
Lynn Hayden for Goodman's new play. I don't see that at all.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sheridan isn't up yet.
What's the matter? Don't they know that I never answer the phone before noon?
It's about Miss Walker, sir.
Miss Walker calls, tell her I'm out. Confound that girl, I never want to see her again.
Oh.
What's the matter with her?
John!
Hello, Charlie.
John, have you seen this? It's terrible.
It's very bad. It's my wrong profile. The lighting's atrocious. Send one of my new ones.
John, for heaven's sake, read it.
Because of him. Young actress attempts suicide. Martin, why didn't you tell me about this?
Sir, I tried to tell you.
This is absurd. This is preposterous. That's a plot.
A plot? What kind of a plot?
How do I know what kind of a plot? It's only just happened.
John, please think carefully. You took her home last night.
That had nothing to do with it.
Will you concentrate? Didn't you say anything that might have wounded her, hurt her, driven her to this?
Nothing. What's that home pill?
You...
And yet...
And yet what?
There might have been a sob in her throat as she said goodnight.
A sob?
A tear on her cheek as she turned away.
A tear, John?
Charlie, you don't really think I'm responsible for this?
Well, don't you?
Yes, I do. Ah, blind, blind, blind. She was like a wounded bird, Charlie, a stricken doe. I didn't mean to hurt her, but I was thoughtless. Ah, that we could recall the inadvertent slip, the idle irony, the heedless rebuff. But I am wasting time on useless speculation. I will go to her. Yes, I will go to her. And she will know that I am man enough to say that I have been a
fool. Second Mr. Rice, Act 2, Scene 3.
Scene 5.
Oh, yes, yes.
Martin, you better send for the car, quick.
John Sheridan's on his way out.
See, I told you those guys should have stuck around.
Hi, Mr. Sheridan. You have a statement, Mr. Sheridan. Big smile, John.
Where is she?
This way, Mr. Sheridan. You won't stay long. She's still quite weak.
No, of course not. I'll be back, boys. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Walker.
Mr. Sheridan. You mustn't hate me, Mr. Sheridan.
I don't hate you, my dear. I don't. What's all this?
You've always been my favorite.
Really? Both sides.
I've been such a little fool, Mr. Sheridan. I do hope this doesn't get into the papers.
What about the papers?
It mustn't get into the papers. They wouldn't understand. They'd say it was all your fault.
Miss Walker, what drove you to this drastic expedient?
After you left last night, I sat here alone, in the dark, thinking.
Yes.
I was through. A failure. I'd never become an actress. I started to cry. And then...
Something came over you.
Something came over me. I ran to the window. I looked down at the street. And for one horrible moment...
Your whole life flashed before your eyes.
Flashed before my... did you know?
Get up. Come here. Have you ever been spanked, Miss Walker?
No, you're not going to spank me.
No. Unfortunately, I can't afford to. Because in spite of an exceedingly bad performance, you seem to have the whole of New York convinced that you tried to kill yourself. And that I'm a
heel.
Heel?
But you're not a heel.
That is our secret, Miss Walker. You and I are going out tonight.
You mean night clubbing?
Night clubbing.
Oh, Mr. Sheridan, you're a dumb.
I hate the place that has got to be done.
Shall I wear this dress, Mr. Sheridan, or do you like this one?
You might as well get used to calling me John.
Yes, John.
Don't hand that out.
Yes, John.
That's better. Let's go. You and I always seem to be going out of bedrooms facing photographers. Shall we? Fixed? All right.
Nora.
Gentlemen, we have a statement for the press.
Miss Grant, I've got it.
Good.
Yes, I finally got it. The girl commits suicide.
Oh, no. You need a happy ending.
I need an ending that'll fit the character, and that's it. Well, that's life. You read about it every day.
That's just the trouble. You read about it every day, so you don't want to see it on the stage, too.
What do you want to see? Fairy tales? Cinderella stories all the time?
Don't want to see that.
Well, what else would the girl do? Torn between two men? Trapped by her own emotions?
Page 1, column 5.
Boy, that's... Kim Walker attempted suicide.
Anybody you know?
Nothing to live for. She said she had nothing to live for.
Oh.
Miss Grant, I did this.
What?
I drove her to it. Yes, it's all my fault.
Your fault?
Well, she wanted to be in my play. I refused. Why, I even insulted her. If the girl had nothing to live for, it's because of me. Well, Miss Grant, I've got to do something.
Well, I've got to hand it to you. You're a very clever little girl. Yes, ma'am.
To go to the library.
You know what this means, John? It means $1 million worth of publicity. And you know who you owe it to? Not to me, not to good old Charlie. No, sir. You owe it all to this little lady right here.
Would you sit down?
Yes, sir. Well, I guess I'll run along.
Oh, aren't you going to take me home, Mr. Gilbert?
Oh, no. When the time comes, good old Charlie can make an exit with the best of them. Good night.
Mr. Sheridan, would you mind getting me a cab?
Sure. He's wrong, you know. You're not just a clever little girl. You're a very nice little girl. And you had a very tough assignment tonight, and you handled it well, quite well.
Do you really think so?
Yes, I do.
When they took our picture at the table, and I held onto your arm and looked into your eyes, did you like that?
It was a nice touch, but that was a bit overdone.
Oh, you mean the arm?
No, it's the eyes. It does take years of practice to get the right look in the eyes. But you'll learn how to do that in time. You have promise. And in a few years, or very few years possibly, I want you to come to me again. And now I'll get to the cab. Send me a cab to the 210. I like that. Go ahead. Go on.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountain side. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be But when ye come and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as dead I well may be, he'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear the path you tread above me, and all my grief will warmer, sweeter be. For you will love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come
Catch. We'd better get to work.
Do you mean that?
Come on.
Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing here?
I've been here for hours. Miss Walker, I've got to talk to you.
Now?
I know it's awfully late, but I came here straight from the train. Your friend said you'd gone out.
Come in.
I'm glad you went out. I'm glad you...
You'll awaken her.
I'm glad you got over it so soon.
Over it?
I can't tell you how awful I feel knowing that I'm responsible for what you did, or tried to do.
Oh.
No matter what the papers said, I know the truth. I behaved abominably, but words spoken in anger, in the heat of the moment, even at the time I didn't mean them. Please say you'll forgive me.
Mr. Taylor, there's something you
No,
ought...
please, Miss Walker. I know how I must have seemed to you. Rude, selfish, even cruel. But you must see my side. I like my new play. I think it's going to be a good play.
It's a wonderful play. I mean, it should be.
But only if it's done well. You see, the girl must be a creature of warmth, of passion, of fire. So when I was handed a beginner for the role, an unknown, well, you can imagine how I felt.
And I don't blame you.
Thanks.
But, well, Mr. Taylor, I can play a creature of warmth, of passion, of fire. I can be the girl in your play.
You can?
All I need is all I need is... a chance.
Kim, I've been an idiot. I've looked at you, but it seems I've never seen you before. I think I've always felt that...
Yes, Paul.
You're so young, so beautiful. Why shouldn't you play that girl? You'll have your chance. It'll be my chance, too. I brought a copy of the play with me. I want you to... Where did you get this?
What?
The script of my play.
Oh, Mr. Sheridan gave it to me.
Sheridan?
Yes, tonight.
You mean you were with Sheridan tonight?
Yes.
Oh. When you tried to kill yourself last
Well,
night...
that's what I've been trying to tell you. I didn't try to kill myself.
You didn't?
No. You see, the papers had the story, and John Sheridan came by to see me, and then we went out together so it would look right for the papers.
It was a publicity stunt.
Well, no, not exactly. I mean, it...
I know what you mean. The whole thing was a trick. Apparently you fooled John Sheridan, but you haven't fooled me. You see, there are lots of people like you in any business. Willful, unscrupulous people who make up an ambition what they lack in talent. I think I know how to handle them. Good night, Miss Walker.
Dr. Adams?
You're on, John. Gloves. Gown.
Dr. Adams?
Mm-hmm.
I was very proud of you today.
Zinc, towel, please.
Oh, the towels will be upstage.
Nobody else in the world could have performed this operation except you.
I was good, wasn't I? Thank you. Towel. My coat, please. Paul, I don't think I should get the coat yet.
Why?
I think it would make for better timing if I didn't get till the next line.
Well, why don't you try it?
Fine. Shall we go back a few lines?
Nobody else in the world could have performed this operation except you.
I was good, wasn't I? Towel. My coat, please. Towel, towel, towel. Did you see Miss Forbes? Now hand me the coat, dear.
Yes, I did.
How is she?
She
would like... Paul, pardon me. You see, Paul, that gives me more time for the transition.
It's all right with me.
Well, let's go on. Did you see Miss Forbes?
Yes, I did.
How is she?
She'd like to talk to you, Dr. Adams. She's waiting outside. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind, Cross. I'll see her.
Come in, Miss Forbes.
Pick up your cue, Miss Walker.
Oh. Yes.
Miss Walker. That's a brick wall. Use the door.
Pardon me.
Come in, Miss Forbes.
I didn't expect to see you today. Pause. Why did you come?
I had to see you to thank you for what you did.
Now, start that again, Miss Walker.
I had to see you to thank you for what you did.
Just a minute. You see, you're not getting any feeling into that line. Once more, please.
Paul, I really think you should let us go through this scene. It's hard enough doing the last scene out of continuity. You know?
I'd like to handle it my way, John.
All right, all right.
I had to see you to thank you for what you did.
It wasn't necessary, Walk. Sit down.
Thank you. There are so many things I want to talk to you about. I don't know where to start.
Can I help Paul? I think I should walk on this line over.
All right, see how it feels. Your last line again, please, Miss Walker. And try to give some sort of performance.
What's the matter with you today?
Nothing. Why?
Oh, sir, nothing, Miss Walker, I'm sorry.
There are so many things I want to talk to you about. I don't know where to start.
Can I help you?
No. No, I don't think so. You see, Dr. Adams.
Hold it.
What's wrong now?
The next speech. I don't like it. You see Dr. Adams, that's all.
Oh, but the script has
I'm changing it.
I don't understand you.
Well, it's quite simple. The heart of the scene is in the next two speeches. I want to get to them without a melodramatic outburst. You see Dr. Adams.
Come along, Miss Walker.
You see, Dr. Adams.
No. You see Dr. Adams.
You see, Dr. Adams.
Well, let it go.
What happens next?
Just follow the script.
I know, old boy, in the script it comes to her big speech.
That's right. Just change it. You say it instead of her.
Does that make sense?
Yes, of course it does. Who would have a deeper insight into the girl's emotions? The girl herself, worried, heartsick, torn with hysteria?
Oh, I think the girl.
Or you, the master surgeon, shrewd, cold, analytical?
I think the girl.
Yes, the girl.
You, of course. Well, just try it, John. You'll see what I mean. Your cue, Miss Walker.
Miss Walker.
You see, Dr. Adams.
Now add the line, I know what you want to say.
I don't think that'll work, old boy.
Please, John.
All right. Miss Walker.
You see, Dr. Adams.
I know what you want to say. During the last few weeks having happened to me, I kept on walking and talking as I always did. I worked as hard as ever. I had breakfast in the morning and dinner at night. The clock didn't stop and the days went by, but my world has changed.
Beautiful, John.
Nonsense, it's not my speech.
Now, John, bear with me just for a minute, will you? Just try going on.
Right one. Look at me, Vivian. Are you still in love with Tony Randall?
Now, what are you doing that for?
What?
No, Miss Walker. Why did you turn away?
Oh, well, I thought I
Miss
felt...
Walker, it's traditional on the stage to follow the director's instructions, not to improvise on your own. Now, we don't want to break all the traditions in our first acting attempt, do we?
I'm sorry.
John, please.
Look at me, Vivian. Are you still in love with Tony Randall? Are you?
I don't know.
I want to tell you something, but I don't want you to look at me while I'm speaking. I thought about you for a long, long time. Lay awake at nights and thought about you. I thought about your face, your smile, your soft voice on silent afternoons, about the way you walked, the way you move your arms, the way you listen to music. Well, I'm in love with you. You know that, don't you?
I hope for it. All the time.
You're in love with me.
Yes. So much. So very much.
Hold it! Miss Walker, you know we're not in high school here. We're on the stage. You're supposed to be in love with this man. You love him if you know what that means. Well, can't you give it a little...
Paul, I've had enough of this. I ran through this particular scene with Miss Walker last night, and she was excellent in it. Excellent. I do not know what you are trying to do, but I will not stand for it any longer. Naturally, she's a little nervous. The way you...
I'm sorry, she just won't do. The girl's blundering, amateurish, completely lacking in sincerity. She'll never be able to act.
Now, look here, old boy.
I'm entitled to express my opinion.
Your opinion, yes, but when it comes to criticizing a delicate, sensitive young female in public, that's... Now, look what you've done.
What have I done?
She's crying.
She's not crying. She's acting.
That's not acting. I know acting when I see it. She's crying.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
It is essential for you to apologize. Either she stays in this play or I will have no part of it.
All right. All right, you win. You'll have to get yourself another director.
Now, look here, Paul.
For heaven's sake, stop crying.
Oh, Mr. Sheridan, you were so kind.
You can mop yourself up. He's gone, and that was a nice piece of acting. You'll do very well in the profession. And now, children, page 1, Dr. Adams' laboratory. Places, please.
I'd like to speak to you.
I'm on my way out.
Mr. Taylor, is this true?
Is what true?
This story in the paper.
Yes, quite true.
You want your name taken off Strange Laughter?
I do indeed.
The day before it opens?
The day before it opens.
Why?
It happens to be a bad play. I don't like my name to appear on bad plays.
How do you know it's a bad play?
Miss Walker, I didn't invite you.
You haven't even attended one rehearsal. You're just doing this out of spite, to get even with me.
I'm not going to listen to any hysterical female.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Mr. Taylor...
I'm dressing.
Oh. Mr. Taylor, I'll make a bargain with you. The dress rehearsal starts in about an hour. Please come, and if you still think, honestly think, that the play's bad because I'm in it, well, I'll step out.
A magnificent gesture.
It isn't a gesture. I'm just leaving it up to you, that's all.
Hey, who sent you up here, anyway? Charlie Gilbert? No, it sounds more like John.
No one sent me up here. Please come to the dress rehearsal.
I'm sorry, I have a previous engagement.
But I promised.
Look, Miss Walker, I'm expected downstairs in a few minutes, so if you don't mind...
I'm not leaving this room.
Now, see here.
I'm not leaving this room until you do, and then I'm going to follow you.
You want me to call the house detective?
I'm going to follow you until you promise to come to the dress rehearsal.
I have no intention. Yes? Yes, I'm right on my way down. Miss Walker.
Shall we go?
I'm sorry, Miss Walker. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to stay here.
Okay, she's gone.
Thanks. Down.
Don't do that. Like a fly buzzing around. What's the time?
We have 8 minutes before half hour, sir.
How could he do this to you? But he's not going to get away with it, John. I'll sue him for everything he's
Hang
done.
the Marquis pulls it in a good play. Be glad enough to have his name on it in the morning. Don't. What's the time? I asked you that before. Time! Oh. How is she?
A little better. She's going to be all right.
What's the matter with her? What's the matter with Kim?
Calm down, will you? I don't have temperament around here. Remember your blood pressure. I've been Miss Walker's dressing.
Very good, sir. Will you have a pill, sir?
No, thanks.
Very good, sir.
Moping at a time like this, the girl's good. She's wonderful. She's on the threshold of a great career.
You know women. There are some things more important to them than their career.
You better wait here. I know women. At any rate, I think I know this woman.
Come in. Oh, it's you, John.
Come, my dear. We, have a few minutes. I thought you wouldn't mind a little chat.
That's very kind of you.
Southern and Marlowe.
What?
Oh, Southern and Marlowe, they were married, you know. One of the happiest couples in the history of the theater.
I didn't know that.
London Fontaine.
Who?
London Fontaine. They were married too, of course. You knew that, didn't you? For their life is the theater, why shouldn't they share it together? You know, Kim, When two people work closely together in plays, for instance, they get to know each other pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I suppose they do. Oh.
Theatrical marriages do seem to work out. It seems to be in the very nature of the
Well, they don't always work out, John. Well, I mean, look at Smith and LaRue.
Who?
You probably never heard of them, but they were very famous actors. They got married and, poof.
Poof.
Divorced 6 weeks later. And then there was, Mantle and McDougal.
What about them?
3 days after they were married, poof. She shot him.
Dreadful.
Come in.
To you, Miss Walker.
Oh, thank you. Oh, they're from you, John. Thank you.
From a fellow actor to a fellow actress.
You're very sweet.
Well, I'm glad that I have amused you. I'll see you on the stage, my dear.
Yes, John.
Some playwrights are very lucky fellows.
That was a very fine second act.
I'm enjoying it immensely. Did you notice this?
It's awful. I couldn't get my car started at all.
That's the way I like them. Ham and eggs. Straight up.
The line was busy, otherwise I would have gotten in touch with her.
Oh, Kim Walker's her name.
Never heard of her.
Aren't they wonderful?
Swell.
I had a terrible time trying to get the tickets. Connections, you know.
Swell.
Well, see, do you have a match, fella? Thank you.
I can't stand it. You know it's been raining for 7 days.
I thought I'd die when she turned around. She had my dress on. Exactly the same material.
In my opinion, it was his finest play. I can't understand why he had his name taken off.
That's my lead line. Paul Taylor's new play at the Mercury, which he refused to acknowledge, is his best to date.
Sheridan's performance doesn't hurt it any?
Oh, you know, John, he always comes through.
Well, let me tell you something. That girl darn near stole the second act.
No.
Well, I happen to think she did.
I didn't say anything.
I hope the last act is as good as the second.
It's a wonderful performance, but who wrote the play?
Who cares?
Well, that's one thing about it. Did you see Miss Forbes?
Yes, I did.
How is she?
She wants to talk to you, Dr. Adams. She's waiting outside. Do you mind?
No, I don't mind. I'll see her.
Come in, Miss Forbes.
I didn't expect to see you today. Why did you come?
I had to see you. To thank you for what you did.
It wasn't necessary. Sit down.
No, thank you. There are so many things I want to talk to you about. I don't know where to start.
Can I help you?
No. No, I don't think so. You see, Dr. Adams, during the last few weeks, something happened to me. I walked and talked as I always did. I worked as hard as ever. I had breakfast in the morning and dinner at night. The clock didn't stop and the days went by, but the world...
How's it going?
My world has changed.
Look at me, Vivian. Are you still in love with Tony Randall? Are you?
I don't know.
I want to tell you something, but I don't want you to look at me while I'm speaking. I thought about you for a long, long time. Lay awake at nights and thought about you. I thought about your face, your smile, your soft voice and silent afternoons. About the way you walk, the way you move your arms, the way you listen to music. I'm in love with you. You know that, don't you?
Oh, I hoped for it. All the time.
No, Vivian, no! Why don't you tell me the truth? Why don't you tell me the truth? Look at me, Vivian. I know you don't love me. Don't say a word, now be silent.
John, that's wrong. It's you are in love with me.
We're changing the ending. Wait a minute, wait a minute.
I don't want tenderness, I don't want pity.
Stop.
Shh.
What's he doing? Is he crazy? I don't know.
Affection. I can't go begging when I would be king. Go, Vivian, go. Look straight ahead. Walk down the stairs and down the long white corridor into the arms of the man destined for you. The arms of the man you love. Go, Vivian.